So, how did Triton Troupers get started? Do you have a history of it?
Jeff Austin was what was he? Gymnastic coach
Okay.
back in the early 70s. And he convinced Herb Zeitlin, who was president of the college, I believe, to put this on. Jeff did something at, I think it was Proviso East High School. He did, I'm going to call it a gym show. Austin was the gymnastic coach here, so he kind of had some pretty decent talent at the time. So he convinced the college, Herb Zeitlin, to go ahead and allow this to happen, and he did. And then the first show was across the street. East Campus did not exist. They were in the warehouse, was the gym. It is now maintenance building. Our first show was over there, and then I think the second or third year went into the student union. And he had gymnastic team for quite a few years. So what ended up happening, that was his gene pool. That was where his talent came from. And then somewhere in the 80s, Jeff retired. I think it was 1985 or 86. About 3 or 4 years before that, there was a gentleman, his name was Ed Sheehan, out of Chicago. And he had a group out of Kosciuszko Park, Chicago Park District, called Windy City Circus. And those kids at the time incorporated into us. They were true in the sense of circus. It wasn't a gymnastic show. They knew how to walk tight wire. They did web. They did aerial stuff because that's what Ed Sheehan taught them. And then Jeff retired, turned it over to Rick Wright. Rick kept it for like 13 or 14 years, turned it over to me in 2000. During Rick's tenure as director, Illinois State has a circus called Gamma Phi. Gamma Phi kids, you only perform when you're a student down there. A lot of them moved up to Chicago because that's where the jobs are at. And they heard about Triton Circus, they got involved. A lot of them were gymnasts. A lot of them had a lot of athletic ability, flipping, stuff like that. They were real big into fire eating down there, Lord only knows why. So they got incorporated. I can't think of anybody here from ISU. And now a lot of these people, they're getting a lot of experience down in Chicago. There's a place called The Loft. They do aerial stuff, silks and stuff. There's a guy that teaches man wheel down in Chicago.
Has anybody ever taught Jimmy how to walk stilts? Because he's strapping into stilts right now.
No, not that I'm aware of. It's just evolved over the years. You know, a couple of years we had some BMX bikers here that were pretty accomplished. They had a couple of people from here went on to perform professionally. Some went to Ringling Clown School. Some of them had experience before they got here. Can't explain it, and people come back every year.
Great. And this is open to the public and it opens next week.
Next week, Thursday, Friday, and we have 2 shows on Saturday. And the money goes back, the proceeds go back into, as you even said it, circus equipment is expensive. The globes, the colored globes over there, they used to be $400 each. The company that makes the fiberglass halves, they're used for the nose cones on wind generators. They are now $2,000 each because they have a different market. So to replace the globes, it's pretty excessive.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been to one of these shows with my kids when they were younger, and it was fun back then. And if I can only get the time, I'd love to come back and see one and enjoy the performance.
We put on a pretty decent show. You know, we're inexpensive. The college has been extremely gracious to us to allow us to be here. Obviously, we're using the facilities. We bring people in. They get to see the campus, people that normally wouldn't be involved on campus. I think it's a pretty good relationship we have with the school.
Okay. Well, I thank you for your time. And if you don't mind, can I take some pictures? Maybe a little short video clip. I'll post it on the newspaper's website.
Anything you want.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Have a good life.
Okay. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.